Welcome to another episode of Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Special K.
I'm Steel Reserve.
And I'm Radar.
Tonight we're going to be trying Stella Artois and Heineken.
I'm going to go ahead and open the Heineken. It is... Dude, I do like that texture, man.
The can's textured. It's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, check it out. Touch
Let me
it.
see.
Touch my Heine.
Oh, I'm a little scared now.
It's
It is. That's
it's a
interesting.
little bumpy.
Yeah.
It comes with age.
That's interesting.
Oh, it's like the Miller Lite football tall boys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's bumpy like that. So that's...
Let's crack this bitch open.
Crack it open and let's find out what it is like. Actually, let's be honest. We've all had Heineken.
Yeah, I mean, from experience,
At one point or another, we've all had Heineken.
I've never had good experiences from Heineken, and that's because I've always got it in a bottle, and it's always been skunk. So I've never had a good Heineken that has not went bad.
Now, I haven't had as bad of luck with Heineken as you have, but the bottle is almost clear, and so it does go skunk a whole lot faster. So I have also taken to buying Heineken in cans. That's just a problem with light colored bottles, though. What do you guys think of the color?
It's a light yellow, like not quite amber, a very light.
Yeah, it's sort of straw colored.
Not hugely carbonated like previous beers.
Yeah, it is keeping its head fairly well, though. I mean, the head is sticking around. We'll see how it is after a couple of drinks, but
Sniff.
Smells a lot better than a bottle.
It does. Right off the bat, you can tell, like, in the bottles, you smell the skunk right off the bat.
well, assuming it has gone skunk.
You're just like... And it smells like... Straight away.
Yeah, it smells. So what do you think it smells?
I like the smell. It's not bad.
I like the smell as well. It's certainly better than a light beer.
Smell a little bit of hops.
It's not as strong as other beers, but it's certainly got a stronger smell than a light beer.
Gentlemen, toast
To beer.
to beer.
Yes.
It's a bit.
I knew exactly what I was going to get out of that.
Slightly better than a bottle. Better than a bottle,
Oh, definitely better than a bottle.
but
I don't
still
necessarily.
not my
I
first
don't.
pick.
I don't necessarily agree that this is better than a bottle. Now, if you've got a bottle that's gone bad, then yes, this is better than a bottle. But if your bottle hasn't gone bad, then it's fine.
Which is rare because, let's face it, it's
got
going to
light
get sun.
colored
It's
beer.
going to get sun. They don't do like Samuel Adams does, and the boxes of the 6-packs don't completely cover.
Well, yeah, I've never
Box.
actually bought a 6-pack of this. I've always bought the big case of it. So that way it's completely covered.
What do you think of the flavor here?
The flavor is, it's kind of light. For my taste, it's a little bit light.
It is a little light.
Yeah.
It's not super hoppy.
It's a good starting. It's a good beer to start out with. It's unimpressive.
Mouthfeel.
It's not watery. It's a little bit heavier than water.
It is.
But in the same stroke, it's not incredibly thick either. It's not ale for sure.
It finishes nice.
It's got a kind of a sweet finish.
It does. It's definitely not sweet all the way through. You get it at the
It's
end.
a smooth finish.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
It is the first beer that I drank socially.
This is the first beer I've ever tried too, and like I said, I tried it in a bottle. It was foul when I turned 21.
Anyways, as far as beer goes, like I said, it's a good starter beer, and it's not terrible. It's just kind of uninspired.
What would you rate it?
It's about a 6 because
You actually buy it.
I do buy it on occasion. Mostly for people who don't drink a lot of beer. If people tell me that they don't like beer, but I'm the one that's buying the drinks, I'll usually try and take one for the team. I'll buy Heineken. That way they can not hate what they're drinking. What about you, Steel?
I give it a 4.
Four.
Not a fan of it.
Not a fan.
in a can. I'm at a place and they have it in a can, you know. It's like that or Bud Light.
I understand that. I understand that perfectly. Alright, so next we're gonna try. Oh,
I don't get to
I'm
rate it.
sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you do not.
Please,
Special
sir.
K.
We already know you hate it.
I didn't say I hated it. Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I drunk all mine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Drank.
We all
I've been
drunk
drinking.
all of ours.
I drunk all mine.
Yeah.
God dang Taco Bell.
Anyway, I give it a 4. You know, it's not terrible. I wouldn't buy it. You know, I'd drink it over a Bud Light or
Coors Light.
definitely Coors Light. Yeah, it's pretty slightly below middle of the road.
Alright. So the next beer we're gonna try is Stella Artois. Oh, I'm sorry. You
It's
gonna
a
pour
pretty
this?
can.
It is.
It is a beautiful can.
This is another beer that the skunk roll applies to because it also comes in the green bottles.
Its bottle is almost clear.
They're green. It's okay. They have green bottles, brown bottles, and clear bottles for most beers.
Well, this is a really light green bottle.
Yeah, so we're gonna try the Stella.
The first time I had Stella was over in London, and it was off tap, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But then, you know, come back to the States, and can't pour it like that, so.
Let me see here. Stella was actually, I think, the second beer I ever tried. Well, the second beer I drank socially. What do you think of that?
Not super carbonated.
No, it's not. The head's going away fairly quickly.
What are
It's
you
kind
talking-
of a golden color.
What are you talking about, Radar? I got a great head.
Well, that's because you poured like from here down straight into the bottom.
I've been drinking.
Let's take a sniff.
I'm not getting a whole lot on the olfactory
There's a little
area.
bit there. Not much. It's a pretty light smell.
Yep.
Actually, I took a sip. All right,
Oh,
drink.
let's have us a drink now.
There's a lot of foam there.
That looked like a rough swallow.
So at the very
I
beginning,
just trouble swallowing sometimes.
well,
Doesn't everybody?
don't you? And I would like to point out the lacing on this is way, way better. I didn't get a whole lot of lace off the Heineken, which I forgot to mention, but that's because there wasn't a whole lot of lace to it. The lacing on this is much better, even though the head is still pretty thin.
The second drink tastes much better than the first drink.
I thought the first drink wasn't bad. To start out with, it's got a little bit of a bite, and then that goes away, and it tastes like kind of a very average beer, but at the very end the bite comes back, and that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a very light, bitter taste. I mean, it's very subtle. It finishes nicely. Mouthfeel is, it's not watery. It's, a light mouthfeel, but it's not too
Still
watery.
pretty light.
Yeah.
It's better off tap.
Well,
this is
aren't most beers.
Yes, and I believe we had that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all beer, but
No, actually, Miller Lite tastes worse off tap because it's got like a watery taste to it.
this is about as light a mouthfeel as I'm willing to accept in a beer.
I mean, I think it's pretty decent.
It's fairly thin. Yep. I mean, the lacing is pretty much staying with it all the way down the bottle, all the way down the glass, which I'm surprised about because
Still?
the head's thin.
Give it a 5.
5? Right in the middle of the road? I'd agree with Still here. I'd give it a 5 right in the middle of the road, too. It's one of those beers. It's, it's average for me. I'm average for him. It's It's definitely drinkable. I agree with it being better off tap. I've had it off tap before. So Radar.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it being better off tap. I've never had it on tap, but
Oh, Charles.
I really want to not agree with you guys just
This
because
is London.
I don't like agreeing with you guys. But I
I'm
also
still
have-
go to London. Yeah.
I am gonna
Okay,
have to
London's awesome.
also give this a 5, even though I want to disagree with you just off
The
principle.
first time we've all
Bullshit.
agreed.
It's a magical moment, guys.
It is.
Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Kentucky Brew Review. I'm Radar.
I'm Special K.
And I'm still reserved. Thank you all for watching.